Hello there and welcome back. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, how are you? I go by Miss Win, and on this channel, we talk about all things book publishing. In today's video, I'm going to give you the top 10 trends that are happening right now, June 2024, in the book publishing world. Let's get into it.
Miss Wynn checking in.
These trends were initially published by Exploding Topics and written by Josh Hothrath. As an author, publisher, and CEO of Win Publications, a hybrid publishing company for goal driven authors, I want to give you my take and my insight and help you prepare for an ever changing publishing landscape. Number one, there is a growing demand for audiobooks and ebooks. Since I've been in the book publishing industry 10 years ago, the demand for books in print has gone down. According to explodingtopics.com, 20% of US consumers have listened to an audiobook in the last year. And in the UK, they found that audiobooks downloads have increased 17% in the last year. What does that mean for authors? That means you should be positioning yourself in that industry. Should you turn your book that's in print into an audiobook? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you are interested in more information on how to do that, let me know in the comments and I will make a separate video on how to turn your book into an audiobook for inexpensive. And when it comes to ebooks, ebooks are actually outperforming audiobooks. On the website, it says that ebook sales total more than $956 million in revenue. Of course, mostly driven by Amazon Kindle's platforms. For many independent authors, the ebook and audiobook trend is an untapped opportunity. However, not for us on this channel. Those of us who are here, we are aligning ourselves with these trends to better position ourselves to increase our impact and maybe increase our income. Number two, which is more of an aside on the website, but it's important that I bring this to your attention. Searches for the keyword independent author is up 165% over the last 5 years. Indie authors, your readers are looking for you. Getting aligned with these trends will help you reach them. Mixing the trends with your authentic self and your unique voice is going to be the way to go for the rest of the year. If you are wondering, should you publish your book on Kindle Direct Publishing or Amazon? The answer is an astounding yes. Amazon still rules majority of the book publishing, the independent book publishing industry. Yes, you should publish your book there, not only on Amazon, but libraries. Your readers are looking for ebooks in libraries. According to explodingtopics.com, in 2022, ebooks checkouts from libraries soared even higher. If you have not yet begun to create a relationship with your local libraries, the summer is an excellent time to do so. If I were you, I would be offering to come read a children's book, come read your book, even to the library. But before you offer to do that, I would suggest getting involved with your library. Get involved in a free class. Get involved in some arts and craft. Let them see your face more often. Let them get to know you. Really develop a relationship before you ask for an opportunity. If you want more information on how to create a relationship with your library, let me know down in the comments and I can go into it in more detail. Number three, political books remain popular. Of course, with it being an election year in the United States, this is no real big shocker. However, books like the one that I recently published at Win Publications called Shattered American Dreams also became a bestseller on Amazon. And in fact, it was a bestseller on Amazon. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was up there for 2 weeks. While, of course, books about past President Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and even current President Joe Biden, while they are making millions and selling millions, even small independent authors in this genre can do well if they position themselves, if they get in, and they have an amazing story to tell. Author that I worked with, the author of Shattered American Dreams, did exactly that. Number four, small bookstores continue to dwindle. Publisher Weekly reports that book sales continue to fall in 2023 and they continue to fall this year. There has been a drop of more than $2 billion in the bookstore world. My online bookstore, Renaissance Reads, would fall in line with this trend. This month, I am closing my online bookstore that specifically served indie authors, self publishing authors since 2020. Is it the marketing? Is it the customer service? Is it the location? Somebody call Keith Lee. Let's get a Keith Lee in the bookstore world to help determine what it could be. Honestly, I think it has to do with the first trend that I mentioned. More readers are looking for audiobooks and ebooks. More and more people are shopping online. And for a lot of small bookstores, it is challenging to sell online. And I want to say I have absolutely experienced that. And maybe there's some business acumen there that has to be learned. Well, I'm not ashamed to say that that's where I am, but that's where so many other small bookstores as well. So what does that mean for indie authors? Should you still be trying to get your books in bookstores? Absolutely. You should still do that. However, should you spend most of your time trying to get your books into local bookstores? I would say no. I would say no. I would say that at this time, in what's going on in the world, having your own author website and reaching your readers directly is going to be the way to go. If you're a self published author, chances are you want to be in full control of your content and the distribution of your content anyways. So having an author website is not far off. If you're looking at this and you're like, Miss Wynn, I already have an author website, kudos to you. This is your time to be building that website and amping up the SEO, amping up those blog posts, making sure it looks good, getting readers on there, posting your blogs to Pinterest. I have so many ideas. We can definitely do another video about that, but that's how I would be pivoting. I would start creating your own platform, hunking up your platform, building it up, and reaching your readers. Not only would I be building up a author website and getting online if you're not on already, but I would be getting in person more often, as in almost every city that I've been to, and I've done quite a bit of traveling, has pop-up shops, farmers markets, community events that need vendors. I would be signing up to those and showing up to those like crazy. I would create a line item in my budget to be a vendor at different marketing and different community events and sell your books directly to your readers, not only in your community but also in other cities and other states. I would start working on that if you're able to, right? Do what you can. But if you are able to and you have the resources, that's where I would spend a chunk of my cash, because with bookstores, more and more small bookstores closing, readers going digital, I would be getting to the readers who like to have books in print. I would be meeting them face to face at these local community events. And that should be a part of your marketing and selling strategy as an author, is to get local and get seen in your community. Your neighbors should know that you're an author. If they do not know, that would be a good spot to start working on this summer. Number five, libraries are at odds with publishers. Honestly, I'm not going to get into all the details with this. What it looks like is a issue with money. It's an issue with revenue. And so this has been something that's been going on for a long time. It has not been settled. And so if you're an indie author and you're not even working with a publisher, and you're thinking you're going to donate books to your libraries, you really need to do your research and double check if they even will take books by self-published authors. From my research and from what I've heard from a lot of indie authors and a lot of self-published authors, is sometimes they will take your book but it won't even go on the shelf. What happens with the book is it will end up for sale at their end of the year book sale. And so make sure you do your homework and you do your research, and that you're in the know, so that way you're not wasting time and energy and inventory on trying to get your books in the library. Again, the solution for this would be to have your own author platform created and built and ready to go. And another solution, again, would be to get in person, to meet your readers in person. Get to as many events as you possibly can to reach your readers. And I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it's just so funny to me because wow, what a time we live in. Number six, tech is becoming a competitive advantage. No matter what your stance is on AI, nearly it says that searches for AI writing have increased by 9,100% in the last 5 years. While you may be someone who thinks it's cheating or it's stealing or they stole people's work, and that these authors should have been protected, that's fine. But there is a whole nother group of people who are utilizing it and who we will see excel in the future from these technologies. While right now it might be easy to detect when an AI has been used to write a story, but I give it another year before we won't even know. My experience with using AI in books is I'm for it. Am I for using AI to write the whole book? Absolutely not. I am in line with using AI as the tool that it is. I am in line with what the article says as far as book publishers. They are utilizing the technology for content classification, acquisitions, plagiarism check, and book marketing. Specifically, book marketing is what I really would use AI for. And so It's up to you. It's up to you whether or not this is a tool that you will be using, but it's trendy, and I just don't see this going anywhere. I see more and more authors lowering their guards to AI and using it to help them create ideas, using it and asking platforms like chat to help them brainstorm and create ideas. Those questions that authors have in these different Facebook groups or on Twitter or Reddit, I see those questions becoming fewer and fewer and being inputted into an AI platform like ChatGPT to find answers instantly without having to wait for an admin to accept their question, without having to pay for advice. I think more and more people will be utilizing free AI platforms to get their questions answered and to write their books. But let's see. Let's stick around and see what happens. Number 7, self publishing numbers keep climbing. This is no surprise. And honestly, I knew this already. Self publishing has been on the rise. Self publishing with support is one of the services that I author at Win Publications. It's for independent authors who want to have full control over their books. However, all they want to do is write and work with one person to help them with the rest. The self publishing authors that I work with at Win Publications, they've written their books and they've had their books edited, and they come to me to help them with the rest. And honestly, that's something that, these numbers as far as self publishing going up is one of the main reasons why I had started Renaissance Reads, because I knew that self publishing authors were going to need a retail space for their books. However, with the other trend happening with bookstores closing, I was also in line with that as well. And so my bookstore is one of those bookstores that will be closing by the end of this month as well. And so just know though, as an indie author, as a self-publishing author, with these numbers climbing, yes, the market will get more and more saturated. Being able to get this knowledge about how to market and sell your books is important. How to create and develop yourself as a brand is going to be even much more important. Just being in different groups and asking questions and trying to piece the book publishing process and developing yourself as an author piece by piece is going to get you left in the dust. Instead, get ahead of the trend. Start getting the knowledge that you need. If you're not already following, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. It is my mission to keep authors, indie authors like yourself, in the know. Number 8, big publishing giants continue to consolidate. In the early 2000s, it says the publishing industry was dominated by the big six. These big six accounted for 50% of all books sold in the US in 2012. In 2013, Random House and Penguin merged, leaving the industry in the hands of the big five. Stats show that these five publishers accounted for 80% of all books sold in 2021. That is so crazy to me, right? And so this is what you're up against. You're up against, as a self publishing author, as an indie author, you're up against these big publishing houses who are in the know, who know what they're doing, but who are also merging together, joining their powers together to get more and more powerful. Meanwhile, there's some of us who are just getting into the industry, just learning, and it can be daunting. If you've made it this far in the video, all of these things can make you a little uneasy or a little afraid. That is not my intentions here. My intention is for you to take this seriously, to get well equipped, to get the knowledge that you need to succeed, to not waste your time on things that might be going out of style. Honestly, I see the traditional publishing that was once on a pedestal, I see that being maybe dismantled in the next 10 years. Mark my words. And I might be the only one saying this. Let me know if you've heard anybody else say that they see traditional publishing houses closing down. It's expensive. If you have never ran a book publishing company before, let me tell you, it's expensive. And especially a traditional publishing company, it is expensive. And so when a traditional publisher is asking for all kind of rights to your book, when they're asking you to also market your book, when they're looking for your social media following, when they're trying to see, what type of audience do you have and stuff like that, those things matter. While some people say, oh, follower count is vanity, blah blah blah, all of that is noise. This is what these companies are looking for. If you are querying for a literary agent to get you to a traditional publishing house, in the meantime, you need to be working on reaching your readers. You need to be working on marketing the books that you do have, or making a name for yourself in the industry that you're in. And so if I was someone and I'm like, I'm not publishing my books until I get a literary agent, and then I'm going to publish my books through a traditional publishing house, if I was thinking that way, I would become a well known public figure in a different industry. And I would start building my platform up that way. And once I'm ready with that and I feel like my platform is big enough as this public figure, then that's when I would look for a literary agent. If you just wanted to make sure that you were going to get approved, that's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Number 9, which is my absolute favorite, independent publishers make gains. Woohoo! Book publishers like Win Publications, while small, we are picking up steam again. Like I said, I believe that traditional publishing houses are on the way out and indie publishers are on their way in. And I'm not just talking about indie publishing companies, small publishing companies that are niche and only focus on one genre, but I'm talking about small publishers like Win Publications who publish in multiple genres, unique genres. Because what I've learned, okay, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, let me know what you think. What I've learned is any book can sell. Any book can sell whether there's a following or not, as long as there are marketing dollars. If there is advertising dollars, you can sell the hell out of a book. If you can run ads, you can make your money back. If you can learn how to create ads, which as an author you're already creative as heck, and if you are all about DIYing everything, you absolutely can learn how to create ads, put some money behind some ads and run it up. And I think that that is the way to go, and I think that more and more small publishers are seeing that as well and are willing to take risks on authors who are otherwise unknown. And so that's something that we absolutely will stick around and see what happens in the future. And then last but not least, number 10, there is an increased call for diversity. Diversity is something that is in me and not on me as a Black woman. Um I mean, what can I say? I know what it's like to be the minority. I know what it's like to feel like, oh, maybe my book got rejected because there is a lack of cultural competency. It's no it's no secret that the book publishing industry only has 4.8% of African American women in the C suite of the book publishing world. That only a small amount of African American women make it to the top positions in book publishing companies. That's why it's so important for my small book publishing company, Win Publications, to be in business and to continue to operate. Because there was a time where diversity, equity, inclusion, those things like that were trendy. And obviously, it's number 10. And so I still feel like it's kind of trendy. But I also think that we will see that wane off over time. And especially in this election year and with the things that's going on, where there's a group of people who feel like if we're going to be diverse, then that turns around and makes another level of minority for a group of people who at one point were the majority. And so we'll see what happens with this, but if you're a person of color, it is your time to shine. It's your time to get your manuscripts written and reach out to publishers who love what you're doing. Also, do your homework and see who these people are that are in the position of power, because nobody wants to be the diversity hire. Nobody wants to be the diversity author, which just means they're working with you to reach their quota, to reach their numbers. Let's not do that. At Win Publications, we absolutely do not do that. We work with authors based on their ability to write an amazing story. And we go from there. And so now, the article did say that there was 11 top publishing trends. So let me just tell you what number 11 is. It's not going to hurt. And I actually want to talk about this. Number 11, authors going all in with digital marketing. Again, if you are not in the know about how to create a marketing strategy, how to create a brand strategy, keep following this page. We are going to get into all of this to help make sure that you are reaching your readers, increasing your impact, and maybe increasing your income. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with your friends. This month, it's my goal to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. Last month, I got to my first 100, and I'm so excited. I'm new here on AuthorTube, and I'm just excited and having so much fun here. All right, I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep writing.